Families in Melbourne have defied a group of protesters at Bourke Street Mall over the weekend by turning up in droves to enjoy the unveiling of the famous Myer Christmas windows. About a dozen pro-Palestine activists had attempted to derail the annual celebration, prompting a heavy police presence around what is normally a family-friendly event. Now calls are growing for Victoria to introduce stricter laws around protests before another event is targeted. Paul Guerra from the Victorian Chamber of Commerce and Industry joins us now live in Melbourne. Great to have you with us. So there's a time and a place, isn't there, for this, and this just isn't it right now.
That's right, Chevo. Good morning to you. Exactly right. We deserve to be able to live our lives the way we want to live our lives without being directly targeted by people calling themselves protesters. We respect the right for people to protest, but we also have a right to live our lives the way we want. We don't expect to be intimidated or directly attacked by a group of people pushing a particular cause.
How much of this comes down to governance? Because obviously you said it there, people have a right to protest lawfully, of course, but we don't want to start cancelling family-friendly events like this. Jacinta Allen, what's your message to her right now?
This is the point, Shervo. Enough's enough. We've been living with ongoing protests through the CBD now for the better part of 15 months. It's had an impact on the CBD because there are some nationalities that won't come into the CBD now. They don't feel safe. It's had an impact on business, and we're going to see this roll out through Christmas. We think it's time to bring in a permit system for protests in the same way that New South Wales, Queensland and Western Australia have done as well. The point is, get a permit. Right, then you can go and protest peacefully and respectfully. If you don't get a permit, then you'll be arrested and maybe fined or sent to jail.
We know how important this Christmas period is for small business, particularly in the CBD, and we know that there are a number of events coming up in the CBD. I mean, are you concerned that those will be cancelled as well?
Yeah, we are, Shervo. And see, what we see is the escalation of protests when they're unchecked. And, the threats that were levied against the Victorian public on Friday were unacceptable. There were a whole bunch of claims that were going to happen, and hence the opening of the Myer windows got cancelled in the way that we want. And that's traditionally the start of Christmas in Melbourne as well. So we need to take our city back. We need to take our state back. And a really simple way forward is to permit the protests. If they get approval, they go ahead in a particular area. If they don't, they're illegal. But at least that way they're not going to occur, and Melburnians can go about the way of life they choose to.
Yeah, that's right. Paul Guerra, thanks for your time.